Hello, I'm Lisa Clark. I'm the co-president of the International Peace Bureau.
It's Philip Jennings, and I'm the co-president of the International Peace Bureau.
As this year's Global Days of Action on Military Spending come to a close, we would like to thank all those who contributed, from those who organized press conferences and webinars, to those who engaged on social media through our Move the Money selfie campaign, and of course, all the national Move the Money action campaigns. I think we can truly say that GDAMS this year has been a rousing success. The Global Campaign on Military Spending, GCOMS, was founded in 2014, but already in 2011, we had started having a Global Day of Action on Military Spending. Then, of course, our global campaign expanded so much to include so many countries and organizations and committees in different countries that we added days and days onto that original Global Day, to the extent that this year we had practically a whole month. The recent figures we got on the 27th of April this year from SIPRI tell us that $1.9 trillion, or for those of you who are not native English speakers, 1,917 billion US dollars were spent in 2019. And this is up 3.6% from the previous year, 2018.
The stats are shocking, and they're coming at a time when the world is going through this great moment of change and of danger with the global pandemic. The warning signs were there already of risks being ignored. The atomic scientist doomsday clock was positioned 100 seconds before midnight when they published it in February. The Heidelberg Institute, when they published their conflict stats, informed us that there are nearly 200 armed conflicts in the world.
We all know that continued military growth makes us less safe, not more. Instead, we should be investing on programs that address threats to human security, such as combating climate change, supporting the UN's Sustainable Development Goals, and of course, addressing the COVID-19 crisis. And this was the premise on which we based our Global Days of Action on Military Spending this year. There were press conferences in more than 10 cities. I'm going according to the time zone in the world. The Australians were the first, and then came the South Koreans, and then there was us in Europe with Italy, Berlin, Barcelona, and then there were also Western Hemisphere press conferences in North America and in several countries in Latin America. We all worked on the same basic figures, but each of our campaigns had its own national objectives as well. This is what is so extraordinary, the way that we can all work together.
When I look at the highlights of my first experience here, I have a number of observations to make. First of all, the IPB family is fit and well and visible, and they showed their support for this campaign and got engaged. I think the webcast that we did on disinvestment and the fact that there's just 30 companies in the world producing nuclear weapons was an eye-opener, and also how people in New Zealand and the States and elsewhere in the Nordic countries have been reconfiguring their investment strategies to withdraw from investment in the nuclear industry was an eye-opener. I think in my final reflections would be, well, where do we go from here? I think this has been a very good campaign. It's been a very timely campaign.
We're becoming more accustomed to having online meetings and webinars and press conferences. We're getting terribly good at it. Next year we'll be back in the streets though. You just wait and see.
I asked the question to myself, is there a peace dividend coming from this process? Our voice there for social justice and for a new social contract, I think is gaining resonance.
Together we've moved forward with our goal to achieve disarmament for development. But the struggle isn't over yet, and neither is the campaign. While the GDAMS are coming to an end, the International Peace Bureau will continue in its efforts in the coming months and years. Please join us in the activities that we're planning. At this moment, we have a petition to the United Nations General Assembly for next September, calling for military funds to be moved to support healthcare. To sign this petition, go to www.change.org, and the petition is called Healthcare, Not Warfare, and it's promoted by us at the IPB. Furthermore, we will continue to host webinars and other online activities in lieu of in-person gatherings to build momentum for when we can once again meet in the streets.
I'd also like to think, as we go forward, that perhaps the fact that this NPT conference didn't take place may be something of a blessing, and that we now have even more time to prepare, more time to mobilize. I'd like to think that we have another conversation about what common security means as we go forward. Arundhati Roy said we have to rethink the doomsday machine. So perhaps when we revisit the Olaf Palmer Commission, which was established 40 years ago, perhaps there's a space for another global commission on the theme of common security in this new environment. All those core messages that we bring to the world, I hope will be reflected in this sense of how we can build back better. There seems to be a sense out there, an impatience, that we have to have a better normal. Let me thank CIPRI for providing all the basic data for us. Let me thank the team in Berlin and Barcelona, but above all, the affiliates worldwide who have contributed to this campaign, helped the local debate, and help us hopefully change the whole content and the tenor of the discussion when it comes to military expenditure.
Our activities will culminate in a World Congress in Barcelona in 2021, a follow-up to the World Conference in Berlin in 2016. We hope you will all be able to join us there. Please follow us on our social media channels between now and then. Sign up for our newsletter. You can also join our network of peace activists and organizations by becoming an IPB member. Together we are stronger, and we can truly build back better.